The seed of spirituality and exploration of life was sown early in my formative years by my father, the late Shri Karnail Singh ji. My father was a civil servant and he spent his life serving people. He was not very religious in particular, but he respected religion. But he was more interested in the spiritual aspects, which led to him reading all the scriptures, including Guru Granth Sahib and even other scriptures. So we would often sit together and talk about spirituality, about life, and we would watch video snippets of Osho sitting together and then reflect on it many times. My father had a collection of books, all spiritual, many from Osho, some from other Swamis, prominent Swamis of the Vedanta order. And he went deep into this whole study of spirituality. But he being in the thick of the material world, in a place where he had to deal with people on a regular basis and work with the government, I think his insights were quite profound. And it was interesting for me to see how he managed these two worlds, the world of spirituality and renunciation, and all that we talk about in spirituality. At the same time, he was in the thick of the world where he was involved in policy making for the poor, for the needy, and he had to deal with a lot of politicians and bureaucrats, which was quite a tough job. But when he would come home, he would be a simple Desi man who just wanted to relax, enjoy, and that was it. So one of his teachings was how to prioritize life. What exactly should we prioritize in life? And he said, Jagjot, first is health. Health is very important, which includes physical, mental health. Second is enjoyment. Now, what he meant by enjoyment, as I interpret in my own perception, is being at peace, being in joy of being. And third, he would say, then would come the rest, even family and other things, life, work. But first is health, second is enjoyment. He always told us never forget to enjoy your life. And third is whatever roles you are given. Because when these first two aspects are covered, you naturally remain at peace. The third aspect, which is life, world, household, or anything that is there in your life, gets automatically taken care of. But when the first two fundamentals are not there, if the health is not there, if you are in pain, physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain, you will never be at peace. So whatever needs to be done in a given moment for the physical or the psychological pain, get it done. Take advice, get it done. Do your best in that. And second is enjoy yourself. That means just be with yourself. Sit with yourself. Take time for yourself. Because in that, a lot of information is revealed about your nature, about the nature of your relationships with the world. And this plays a big factor in life. Without these two fundamentals, the third one, which is family, work, and other things, money, finances, business, none of it will make any difference. In fact, he valued health and peace more than family or any other structure. So this was a very profound insight that he would share with us. And he would always, like when I would be away from home and I would call him and I would ask him, hi, how are you doing? He would say, Beta, I'm fine. How are you? Are you enjoying yourself or not? Now that didn't mean the enjoyment in the conventional sense. What it meant was, are you relaxed or not? Are you at peace with yourself or not? It is very important to enjoy life, and that is what I learned from him. Rather than pondering questions, big philosophical questions like, what is life? What is our purpose? Why are we here? What is pain and suffering? Well, if that comes up, it's fine. But never forget to enjoy life. That was his motto. That's how he lived. That's how he taught us to live. If poverty comes, enjoy poverty. If wealth comes, enjoy wealth. Enjoy everything. Aversion to anything is just you fighting with what is. This insight helped me throughout in my life because I have enjoyed life despite ups and downs. He enjoyed his life. He left us 10 years back, but till his last day, he enjoyed his life. The day he left us, just that morning, he went for a walk, a 5-kilometer walk. And then he was with his colleagues and friends, and he was speaking. And then it was time for him to leave this plane. But he left us with these powerful insights. The next insight of his that I'm going to share with you brought a lot of peace in my life. And he said, Jagjot, please remember one thing. A mediocre life is not a bad life. I absorbed that in that moment, but I did not understand the gravity of these words at that time. It took me losing him. It took me struggling with my own business. It took me losing a lot of friendships and relationships to finally realize that a mediocre life is not a bad life. Who gave this idea that we need millions of dollars to enjoy life? Or that only when I achieve enlightenment will I enjoy life? You see, Ramesh Balsekar said that if you are given a choice between enlightenment and $1 million, choose $1 million because at least you have something to do with it. What are you going to do with the enlightenment? What is it going to give you that you do not already have? So to enjoy life, one does not need certain conditions. Life can be lived and enjoyed in every condition. And when one is at peace with what is, there is usually no conflict. Now, I do understand that the definition of mediocre may vary from person to person, which is okay. Whatever definition you have in mind of mediocrity, you're accepting it is the main thing. You're accepting it totally in that moment the way things are. Total receptivity to the flow of life without trying to change it, without trying to modify it, is enjoyment, is relaxation. We become only anxious when we try to change, modify what is into what should be, what should be, what should not be. Or in our imagination, what if this happens? What if that happens? My dad would say, leave that. Who cares about that? So, in other words, these insights that he shared with me were basically telling me to be present in this moment and be totally alive and totally receptive to whatever life is bringing. Now that he's no more with us, these insights still remain with me, which make me feel even closer to him than when he was alive. He was a simple man. He liked living simply. He enjoyed when we did not have much money. He enjoyed when we had good money. And he took good care of himself. He was healthy. He didn't have any chronic illnesses or any serious ailments. He was very healthy. But one day he just left us because that was the day he was destined to leave. But he left us a legacy. After him leaving, I pondered on the question of life and death, and it sparked this curiosity within me about what happens to consciousness after death, which eventually led me to the main question: what is consciousness? And consciousness is this, and this is enjoyment, total enjoyment. So you are the enjoyer. And I think it says in one of the scriptures, I don't remember which one, but it says in one of the scripture that you're not just the enjoyer of things, you are also the enjoyer of the feeling of enjoyment. You enjoy happiness, you enjoy suffering, you enjoy everything by just being present with total acceptance. So my father had a big role in all of this. He started a spark which eventually transformed into something bigger. It started the seeking. And ultimately, when the seeking ended, all I came to know was that his insights were so accurate, and they matched the teachings of these masters that I speak about. He was a very calm person by nature. He never raised his voice on us. He would be just interested in sitting with us and enjoying himself. Did he have vices? Yes, he had. None of us are perfect, nor was he perfect, but he knew how to live life. To live life, to enjoy life. He did not set conditions. He could enjoy a warm tea with me at a railway platform. And when I say railway platform, most people will understand what that means, how railway platforms are in India. We could enjoy a cup of tea with samosas on a railway platform. We could enjoy a coffee in a 5-star hotel. There was no condition. So I thought I would share my father's wisdom with you. Now that I reflect back, I see he provided me with so many insights, insights that have become ingrained in my psyche, in my being. And they help me to navigate this life more and more peacefully, more and more lovingly, and help create compassion towards others, just as he created compassion towards others and lived his life serving humanity.